So after a long gap, now we have come back again to our text, Goraksha Samhita. So now we are in Ditya Shatakam, the second or last 100 verses. So where it was being talked, in fact, started with the pranayama. I hope you remember. Maybe the volume can be little reduced. So, prano dehestita vayu apanasya nirodhanat eka swasanamatreena udghatayate gagane. And of course, good. So, pranayama, that was being given definition, rechaka, puraka, kumbhaka and pranavatmaka iti. And here, as usual, also we discussed this Sadhanga Yoga. Just I am trying to summarize. So, Sadhanga Yoga means the 6 limbs. Asanena rujahante pranayamena patakam. In fact, when I was talking to this our yoga teachers training course, many people they could not answer this point. So this verse number 11, asana, what does it do? It destroys the disease. Pranayama destroys called manasa vikaram, patakam, all sort of papas. Because by doing pranayama, one cannot get engaged in omission and commission because prana is highlighted, elevated. And interestingly, by pratyahara, that whatever mental disorder one has, manasa vikara, that also is being taken away, when taken care. And of course, by dharana, dhairya comes, the patience, tolerance, acceptance. And from dhyana, what happens? That the person level of thinking becomes higher, so that different type of concept starts popping up. And when discussing this thing, of course, in samadhi, now the person starts looking at the moksha concept, moksha iti. So while discussing this is Sadhanga, of course, he came up with a very nice concept, so which was, very unique here. So how to understand for a common person, for like a gross person? So the concept was being taught like into 12. So into 12 means 12 rounds of pranayama becomes pratyahara. That means if you do 12 rounds of pranayama and 1 round of pranayama, there are 2 versions, one is 16 rounds, one is 12 rounds. So let us say 16 rounds nadi-shuddhi becomes 1 pranayama. Then if you want to take 12 also okay, but 16 is better. 16 into 12. That becomes called pratyahara. Into 12. Dharana. Into 12. Dhyana. Into 12. Samadhi. So you can see, you can feel your mind. In fact, how in pratyahara one is supposed to put effort to withdraw sense organs from sense object world, whereas here 16 into 12, imagine, That means 168, or what is this? 144, 12 and 12. 16 into 12, how it is? 1. Come on, all algebra fellows, that means nothing, only taking notes, not counting. 182. Thank you. 180. Very good. So that means all of you now have to go to algebra class, okay? So we have to go back, take back. I remember, incidentally, I was talking today about school days. I remember this, this Jnanam. We were studying in 8th class. So this Vijnana, the science teacher came, asked in Odia, now spell the word Vijnana. First time in our life, okay? We never knew what we said. Va, ikara, vi. Gyagya plus a, vigya. No. He said, what is that gya? How does it happen? That was not in our mind. And we could not, whole class. And this teacher is very smart. So near, we have another small elementary school. So he got one girl child from elementary school. Must have trained, okay? And that small girl answered. And you know what happened to us. Don't ask, okay? Till now I remember. So I think same thing also, I have to do something, okay? So that's why I am remembering. Coming back. So 182 times when you do nadi-shuddhi, that too not halfway, partially or the way you want, but in a very systematic way where you give more importance to Kumbhaka, not necessarily 1:4:2. It can be 1:6:8. It can be any amount retention, because retention is most important aspect. And when 182 times nadi-shuddhi is being done, in fact, you will discover your mind will not go anywhere. I think I was sharing with you one incident long back from Uttarkashi. So one person came for pranayama session, and he was practicing pranayama. While going back in the car, in the jeep, it was, he was sitting in the front, that to left side, driver was driving right side. So there was some issue. And of course driver stopped. Everybody has to jump. But this person is sitting, not moving. And of course watching everything. Driver asked, please get out, because now vehicle may fall down. Please jump, so that once you jump, I'll leave. He is so much in present, he does not think of immediate future. Okay, please go. Okay. He doesn't move. He did not move actually. In fact, people fooled him. Then after pulling, what happened? Why you are so agitated? He is asking, why you people are so agitated? No, look at. Okay, so what? Why people are agitated? So this is the effect of pranayama. That's why continuously if you do just around 1 hour nadi-shuddhi, just 1 hour continuously nadi-shuddhi, not at one day, okay? It has to be gradually developed. And prior to that, make sure you should not have any spicy food. Make sure you should have your milk rice and some ghee. That is a must. Or else it will have a lot of other side effect too. So, when you do nadi-shuddhi 182 times, you will see the big difference. And just add 182 plus or into 12. That is the impact of dharana. That means what? Mind will concentrate. Whatever thought you may give, it will work. In fact, you know this, what is it? Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca, okay, in Europe is now becoming popular. Or going down, I don't know. So this ayahuasca, whatever, do you know what? So through that they get into dharana very fast. Okay? So it's a drug. So through that a group, huge group are there. And do you know what? They get into different mode. What happens to them later on, don't worry. If they are caught, they will be arrested, okay? It's illegal. But dharana becomes easier. That's why many people go crazy for this. At least they are able to forget for some time. Here is being highlighted that when you start following in this way, you will understand at least, or you will have a glimpse of not only pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and also samadhi. But that is not enough. While discussing all these things, in fact, from verse number 52 onwards, we will be seeing dharana in details. So here he highlighted in details how this pranayama, especially not allowing the amrita to fall in jataragni. That's why viparitakarani mudra. I am just summarizing, okay? Viparitakarani mudra means, what is viparitakarani mudra? Shoulder stand, okay? Sarvanga asana iti. And of course, always khechari mudra, making sure that you are not allowing yourself to take yourself for granted or anything for granted. However, while understanding this pranayama, and most importantly, when we do pranayama, also we do not allow that mula, they say mula bilam, that means the muladhara to be taken care very carefully. Because if we keep all sense organs, they use the word holes actually, these two holes, two holes, two holes. If this we keep it open, definitely we cannot have pranayama properly. It's like in a tank you want to pour, you want to fill water while keeping all outlets open. Will it be possible? How long will it take? So if you want to fill the tank quickly, make sure all the outlets are closed. So also during pranayama time, all the holes to be closed. Then you may say, okay, I can understand, I can close my eyes, once in a while I open, or you know how people do it. But what about ear? Ear I cannot close. Is exactly you are supposed to close that, not with the curtain, okay? Because when you are closing your eyes, have you not observed yourself? The moment you close your eyes, you lose the sense of time and later on place. Because while closing your eyes, still if you are aware of time and place, that means you have not closed your eyes. The moment you close your eyes, instantly you lose the track of time. And secondly, you are supposed to lose the track of space. So when you lose track of both time and space, then what happens? Then only you will be elevated. As we have been discussing this point, that the vertical growth of prana. So when the vertical growth of prana takes place, you will discover the sound that happens surrounded by you will not be heard. You will feel as though the sound is far away from you. Like you are in 10th floor and in first ground floor some sound. Few meters down. And interestingly, what happens? You discover not only the sound is far away, your mind in fact is far away. And that is called pratyahara. There what happens? The ear, even though open, you don't listen to anything. That's why a sadhaka does not listen anything. Like any husband. All the husbands are very happy today, correct? Swamiji, after all, many days. Hey, do you guys listen, men? Do you listen to anything? Come on. Gautam, next to you, Avita is there. Do you listen? Just show your hand, okay? Don't answer, okay? I don't want your answer, okay? I know. Don't invite problem, okay? He wants to invite some problem today. Joke apart. Because all are jokes just to change the thinking, okay? Nothing else. I am not critical of women or critical of men, okay? Please. So coming back. Because by default all husbands are sadhaka, okay? So that's what I am trying to say. Especially after 50s, okay? No choice, okay? So coming back. Now, when I start really doing pranayama, elevating, eyes closed, ear also I cannot hear. And because I am acquainted with Khechari Mudra, now my tongue doesn't go crazy. In fact, my tongue does not produce unnecessary saliva. How to observe this point? Please observe. If you see some food, if you think of some food, or if you smell some food, if your saliva comes predominantly, that means you need to work with yourself. Yes, naturally saliva should come, not that it should not come, but it must not come. It must not be visible to you. Forget visibling to become visible to others. You understand what I am trying to say? And that can happen when you are doing this Nabho Mudra regularly. So without Nabho Mudra, one cannot handle this either. So Nabho Mudra means Khechari Mudra, okay? I am looking at some of you are blank. What is Nabho Mudra? Swamiji is using this new word. We have discussed everything, okay? So, interestingly, when I learn to close all my holes, that is the most important thing was being highlighted. That means anything and everything can happen, but my organs of perceptions are not being engaged. And if they are not engaged, mind cannot go. And if mind does not go, pratyahara becomes natural. So we need to look at from different angle this point carefully. And once this pratyahara starts happening, pranayama, then after pranayama, pratyahara, then comes dharana. So we are now exactly the right place. In fact, this pratyahara can happen. He has given many beautiful examples. The examples such as that how the oil soaked wick is not burnt or consumed by the fire. See the logic. The oil soaked wick is not consumed, is not burnt by the fire. Whereas if there is no fire, what happens? So if there is no oil, what will happen? That wick will get burnt or fire will go off. So the fire has its own limit in a lamp. Please understand. Even though everything is conducive, there is wick, there is fire, there is also oil. But fire, I am putting this example very differently than the context what it talks here. How the fire never cross its limit. So also if I look at, if I am in pratyahara, I will never cross my limit in spite of everything. And once this happens, that means understanding I am complete, understanding I am stable, understanding I am secure, understanding that I am as I am. Unless and until this happens, nothing is going to happen. And that was being discussed about this Somakala. That was discussed about called Virya Retaha. That was discussed about the basic energy, which gives confidence to the person. And remember, when you have confidence, then only you can withdraw comfortably. Again, I am using, when you have confidence, then only you can withdraw comfortably. That's why whenever and wherever you have confidence, that moment with reference to that subject, you are very comfortable to withdraw yourself. There will be no issue at all. Whereas when you don't have confidence in a given subject matter or with reference to a person or situation, will you be able to withdraw? It is impossible. So that means pratyahara completely depends upon my confidence. Confidence not on others, but confidence in me. So this confidence aspect was being talked in yogic language differently. We have seen in details. And while discussing this thing says that look, when you have this somakala, so the nectar of soma, so nectar that is, all the time keep filling the nectar in the body, then you will discover, even if takshaka, so takshaka means the snake that happens to be, celestial snake, the ultimate snake, very poisonous. Even if takshaka bites, remember that poison will not spread all over the body. And if a poison does not spread all over the body, will it affect you? Wherever it is, it will be, that blue spot will be created over. So, here very carefully we need to look at how to not only develop, create, also maintain our confidence level. And that too with me, with myself. That's why in life, when we go through different situations, we need to look at the confidence part very carefully. And with that comes dharana. Let us read 52, if it is there, verse. Do you have? All of you have? Very good. Asanena samayuktah pranayamena samyutah pratyaharena sampannah dharana cha samabhyaset. Okay, good. Thank you. So electricity gone, okay? See, in my room is different, outside is totally different, okay? Oh. So here he says that before doing dharana, this previous also to be taken care. That's why when you do pranayama, also previous has to be taken care. When you do pratyahara, the previous to be taken care. That's why this chair pranayama. You understand? Sitting the way you want to do, and you want to do pranayama. That is not pranayama, that is called swasayama. You understand the concept? Because without asana, how can you do pranayama? Many people ask, oh Swamiji, I am having leg pain, can I sit on the chair and do pranayama? Yes, you can do swasayama, okay? You can do breathing exercise. Don't say that I am doing pranayama. It is not acceptable. So that's why he uses this word very carefully. Asanena samayuktah. So that means one should be completely that established, completely comfortable in asana. That means asana shuddhi should be siddhi and shuddhi, both should be there. And not only that, then pranayamena samyutah. Prior to coming to dharana, one is supposed to do pranayama. Then pratyaharena sampanna. This very line, very careful line you just word, okay? That means what? Also the person is confident, practicing, following the principle of pratyahara. Then only dharana to be started, to be practiced. It's not straight away, okay, I want to do dharana. So will you please teach me concentration? Okay? So if you teach concentration, what they will say finally? Swamiji, you put me in concentration camp. You understand? Finally you get a bad name, okay? And when you put somebody in concentration camp, what happens? Depends upon the person's, interest. in one day, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 5 years, some day or other person will get dropped. Because will you like to be in concentration camp for a long time? It will not work. So that's why what I am highlighting here, that to make sure that previous angas are taken care. And when previous angas are taken care, then I start doing or continuing now here dharana, definitely it will be fruitful. Now what happens? What is to be done? Let us read. Hrudaye panchabhutanam dharanam cha pruthak pruthak manaso nischayattvena dharana savidhiyate.